What's up guys, XM360 here, and in today's video I have another little fidget spinner review for you guys. Some of you will recall a couple weeks back I did a review on the glow-in-the-dark fidget spinner. Well, today I have another really cool one. This is going to be the LED fidget spinner. And this is a tri-fidget spinner, meaning it has three little, I don't know what you would call them, areas that bump out as opposed to the ones that are just two. And this one only costs about $7. You can pick it up on eBay, and I'll put links down below, and it does ship from the US, so you don't have to wait forever on the shipping. So already in the package you guys can see that fidget spinner is lighting up, and that's because this is kind of like motion activated, meaning if you like shake the fidget spinner or bump it, the LEDs come on. So there's no switch and there's no like they don't stay on all the time. They are motion activated, so they only come on when you use it. And you can see that this box is kind of like unbranded. That's because they mass produce these things in China and then ship them over here for a bunch of different sellers. So they don't really have a brand to them. They're just kind of generic. And this one's in black, but they come in a couple different other colors. I just went with the normal black color. And it is plastic. It's a bit on the lighter weight side. It feels a little bit lighter than that last one I reviewed. And you can see that there's these white stickers on the back here. I'm guessing that covers up the area where they had to insert like the battery in the inner workings of the fidget spinner. I don't know if I'm supposed to remove these or not, but I do want to take a peek underneath of them. So it does look like there's kind of like a narrow little slit right there where they might have inserted the battery, but FYI, these are not battery replaceable as far as I know. They advertise 20 continuous hours of light, and then after that, after the batteries die, I think it's pretty much just a normal fidget spinner, and you'd have to buy a new one if you want LEDs again. So for anybody who hasn't used a fidget spinner before, it's pretty simple. You just kind of hold the little middle circle with two fingers, and then you use your other hand to get the spinning motion going, and that's pretty much all there is to it. And these are kind of just like a toy for anybody, kids or adults, anybody who fidgets around and looks for something like this to kind of focus their attention so that they don't need to be moving around as much, or just somebody who wants to use it for fun. But anyways, I'm going to shut the lights off right now and show you guys what this looks like in the dark, because that's when you're going to get the best use out of this thing. Really is when you're in a dark environment. You can't see it too well in the light, but each one of those little I don't know what to call them. Each one of those little outlets where the little circles are that contain the lights, it has 3 LEDs in each one, so 9 lights in total, and each little circle has a red one, a green one, and a blue one. And in the dark it looks really cool, and it's coming up a little bit blurry on the camera, but this looks really nice, and I can't wait to use this one like at night, because, well, I have the glow in the dark one that only lasts like, I don't know, 10 maybe 15 or 20 minutes before it runs out of juice. It runs out of that stored light, and it's just a normal fidget spinner. This one will provide more light at night and be a little bit more fun. And I'm probably just going to leave the stickers on there. I don't really see a purpose of taking them off. I can still pretty much see the light through the back of the fidget spinner through those white stickers. And I know some people in the comment section of my fidget spinner reviews like to ask me if I can do one of those little tests to see how long it spins for. But I don't really like doing those, because you have to realize that everybody spins with a different amount of force when they spin the fidget spinner. So there's no way of saying, like, if I spin my fidget spinner and I get 2 minutes of use out of it, 2 minutes of active spinning, there's no way of saying that you're going to get that, because there's no way of you knowing if you're spinning with the exact force I spinned. You could spin harder, you could spin less hard, and there'll be no way of telling really. So that's why I don't really like doing those things where people like to spin it on a table and then just leave it there and time how long it goes for, because there's no accurate way of measuring how hard the person spinned it. But I am going to go and use this for, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 days, and I'm going to report back to you guys in this same video right now what my thoughts were and what my final review of it is after using it for a bit. So I will be back with that. Alright guys, so I've been testing out this fidget spinner for about 4.5 days now, just kind of putting it through some various tests, a lot of dropping it, and a lot of that was on purpose too, dropping it on hard surfaces to see if any of those lights would come disconnected, or if that bearing would kind of break. I haven't managed to break anything on it. It seems to be pretty durable, so that's a plus. Like I said earlier in the video, it is lighter weight than I'd like it to be. I do wish it was a little bit heavier, And one thing I notice is that sometimes when I spin it with a lot of force, as you guys will see in this little clip right here, it does get like a little unstable and kind of shakes the tiniest bit. But if I hold it a little bit tighter, it kind of helps with this, and that's not a big issue at all. It's just a little tiny thing that I noticed. I do wish it was a little bit more solid feeling, but besides that, I didn't really have any issues with it. I thought those lights worked really well in the dark, and they impressed everybody that I showed it to. They immediately wanted to try it out for themselves. Now, I would say if you are looking to buy a fidget spinner and you don't have one at all, I don't know if I would go with this one, just because I feel like this one's more of like a nighttime fidget spinner. I got this one because I already have a nice, good, solid daytime one that I use a lot, and it's very durable and I get a lot of use out of it. But I wanted one that I could use at night, and the glow-in-the-dark one really didn't meet my needs because it doesn't stay glowing for long enough. I wanted one that I could use when I go out late at night. Say I have a long car ride in the dark and I just want something to mess around with. And this was exactly what I was looking for, something that lights up like this. And I like this having a daytime one and a nighttime one. But I don't know if I'd necessarily get this as my main fidget spinner, like the only one I own. Like I said, it's only $7, so it's cheap enough where you could buy this one and buy another one. But I mean, it's not like bad quality. You could use it as your only fidget spinner. It's just I like something that's a little bit heavier than this. One thing that I found kind of fun with this is how the lights kind of only come on when you touch them. So I like to take it out and kind of poke each one and turn them on one by one like I just did a moment ago. That's kind of a little bit entertaining. And I am going to do a little audio test for you guys to show you guys how it sounds right now. So it can be kind of tough to gauge how loud it is because, you know, your phone's on a certain volume and I'm editing at a certain volume, but to give you an idea, I think it's just loud enough where if you did this if you spun it as hard as you could, it might be able to be heard in a classroom, but if you do like slower spins, it's not noisy at all. So it's a good amount of volume to me. I mean, it's not the quietest thing, but it's not so loud that people around you are really going to notice it. And I also wanted to show you guys the bearing. I don't know too much about the bearings. I saw that some sellers were advertising this as stainless steel and others were calling it ceramic. So I'm not really going to speculate on that. I'm just going to show you guys what it looks like and I'll let you guys judge for yourself. But I don't know too much about these. You can get access to this by kind of wedging a knife underneath the middle circle part that you hold with your finger, and it just kind of pops out, and then you can pop it back into place when you're done. But anyways guys, that's gonna wrap up my review of the LED Fidget Spinner. Overall, I really didn't have any big issues with it, and for the price of $7 and shipping from the US, I think it's a really good deal, and I think it's a pretty cool little gadget. So I'll put links down below on where you guys can buy it for yourselves. If you guys found this video helpful in any way at all, hit that like button down below, and if you're new to my channel, hit that subscribe button for more amazing product reviews just like this. And as always guys, thank you for watching from XM360.